Hi everyone, this video is about reporting. To make it easier, we divided the process of reporting in two separate parts, and this video is about the first part of the process, where we do the reporting inside Airtable for each of the activities that you have done for the year. Then the second video will be about transferring the information from Airtable of all the report that you've done into the Excel document for NIAA or any other document that you need to report on. So let's get into it. You would have noticed that there is a new reporting page in your Airtable called reporting. And if you click on it, it will bring you the reporting page and it will show you all the activities that you need to report on for this financial year, based on the workshop that we've done, where we said we're going to do this activity for this quarter for that amount of time. If any of the activities that you got here contains some values for this financial year, they will appear here in the list and we need to report on them. So obviously this time of the year in December, it's about the midterm report, but this is the same process what we will use also in June. Okay. So the first thing is that, yes, we have all the list of the activities we need to report on for this year. So if we opening up, for example, biosecurity, we see all the biosecurity activities that are in our work plan. You will notice that for each activity, there is a little red dot here. And this red dot will allow you to track the advancement of your reporting process at this time of the year. As soon as you finish one report for one activity, we will put it as reported and it will turn green, allowing you to track your progress. So let's go through it. Let's start with this one here, NAQUIS fee-for-service annual animal visit. When you click on any of these activities, the page on the right is refreshed with the information. So if I click on annual animal visit, I get all the information regarding this activity. Obviously, I've got the name here, I've got the activity identifier, I know which strategies come from, which result chain. I got some activity details, so that's coming from Miradi. The second really important part is what we have in our work plan precisely for this activity for the year coming up. And we said in our work plan, we think we will do this activity for one day in Q1. Okay, so you have an idea of what you need to report on. And here you will see all the data for all the quarter. You could see Q3, Q2, Q4. But for this activity, we said in the planner, only in Q1. Okay. And we realized we completed one, which is 100%. So basically, just with this information here, you know what you said you will do and the level of achievement that you have done. That's good information. And then finally, below there, we have all the information coming from your calendar, everything you put in it. That's allow you to create the report with all the details. So if you have multiple activities that you have completed in your calendar, they will all appear here, all grouped into quarter. So for us, we have done this activity in Q1 on the 23rd of July. What it is, it's an autopsy work. It was on the Malak Land Trust with all the people. You have all the information you need to create your normal reporting. And from this, you create your story. So how do you create the report for this activity? Very simple. You scroll down and you add a report. And I'm going to create the report for example, this midterm report in December. I'm going to add this report. And very similar to what you have in your NIAA planning, of course, it's the financial year, the date, and the status. So for us, we know it's completed because we have done it and we have done enough of it, and we know we're not going to do that again. Complete it, and here you write your story. You say, this year the Malak Rangers did that amount of biosecurity activity for this one on the land trust. Whatever story you normally put in your Excel document, you do that here. And simply you save. Now the report is saved and is available for everyone, for your regional coordinator, for you to come back to it, and so on. Obviously, you can re-edit it. You can click on it and you can change the report, or you can delete it completely as well. It's up to you. Some report will be updated again in in June, and you will simply add more information based on the extra work that you would have done maybe in the second semester. And the information is saved here. Okay, I can close that. Once I've done my report, and I know I'm done with this report for this activity, I want to track this, I will simply click report it, and as I will click report it, this little red dot here will turn green. Report it. Now it is green. I'm informed. I can move on to the next one. As simple as that. So let's have a look at the second one. Now I'm clicking on health survey preparation. What do I have here? I've got all the information that I mentioned earlier. What did we say we will do? We'll say we'll do that 4 times in quarter 3. But we only have done quarter 1 and quarter 2. So this activity has not started. And it's normal that there is no information here. So I'm going to still do my report, and it will simply be not started and not started. As we will come back to it in June, then you will have some information if you have done this activity. And you will update this data. So I'm going to create this. Okay, my report is done. I click report it, and I can move on. And you will do that for all the activity. What is important is, especially for the AQuiz activity, there's going to be some others, you will see, if it's not there, most of the biosecurity activities are what we call free to allocate. We know we have to do them during the year, but we don't know in which quarter. Okay, so if you see free to allocate, or if you know this activity could not happen in Q1 or Q2 and it will happen in Q3, you simply tell us and we'll move the frequency from one quarter to the other. And then it will reappear in your plan for Q3 and Q4. Just let us know, we're here to help. And you will do that for everything, okay? So even if I'm going to look at another one, just for one last example with more data, collect and breed Salvinia weevils, okay? I can have a look at this information here, and I can see that we said that we will do that on Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 for 2 days for each quarter. In Q1, we didn't do any, but in Q2, we've done 9 out of 2. That's a really interesting information here. And this is where you will write your report for this. And here, just below, you have all the activity you have in your calendar. So you can really create the story based on the data you have in your calendar. Okay. So here I will add a report. And I will probably say, because we still got to do some in Q3 and Q4, so I'll put partially completed. And I will write the story. We couldn't do much in Q1 because the flood was around. And then in Q2, we have a lot of work and we realized it was way too more than we thought. We will actually plan more for next year, and so on and so on. You write your story about what you've done and you create your report. And finally, again, you put as reported, it's turning green, and you can move on. So it is the first stage of reporting. It's simplified, it's all in one place. And that's allow you first to do this stage. And once everything is green, then you'll be able to move on to transferring all this great report that you've done into the Excel document for NIAA or any other document or any other report. The idea is that your Airtable is a centerpiece for all your reporting, and then you can dispatch it to whatever grant or report you need to do. So the next video, it's about transferring the information from Airtable to the Excel document in NIAA, for NIAA, and I'll explain that to you in the next one. Thank you.